Hey, it's episode 6 of Fantastica and Nostalgica already! And I thought I'd bring you the cult classic from the 90s, and that is WWF WrestleFest. Sadly, a lot of the wrestlers that star in this game are either no longer with us or retired. I think I'll choose two bad guys of the 90s. Mr. Perfect and Sergeant Slaughter. I do believe Mr. Perfect is no longer with us. I think I remember even something about him overdosing on a mixture of drugs. Sergeant Slaughter is still with us, but retired in 2014. Even though there is button mashing in this game, especially when you're grappling, there is some strategy to it. I haven't pulled this arcade PCB out for quite some time and I've missed it, so I thought, let's get it back out and see how far I can get on one credit. Some of the games that you're going to be seeing in this Fantastica Nostalgica, I may have done videos on those games before in the past, but I'm doing a better job now. I think I had a terrible camera when I did my game videos before, and I didn't have any video editing software, so I'm trying to make them look a bit more professional. I could use a screen capture, I suppose, instead of recording the screen with my camera, but by recording the screen you can see that I'm using the original hardware. No bootlegs or emulators here. I'm up against my favourite wrestler here of the 90s, the Ultimate Warrior. He was in WWF in the late 80s, but I didn't get access to it until the 90s through Sky TV at my friend's house. I tell you, all the button mashing your hands and wrists will soon start to ache. It actually gets timing. When you see a wrestler lying diagonally like that, that means it's a good time to try and get the pin in. You aren't always successful, but like you see here, I am this time. We got through that match pretty quickly. If you keep doing well, you'll eventually come to the tag team champions, the Legion of Doom. We're now going up against Jake the Snake and Earthquake. I notice when I'm doing well, for a while I can get a lot of throws in on the enemy, but what tends to happen after a while, your character gets weak and keeps failing to get the grapples in and the throws in. So it's always good to keep switching through your tag team partner so you can replenish some of your energy. Even if you aren't running low on health, it's always good to tag. You'll also notice the wrestler that's not tagged into the ring and who's on the line there, he will regenerate health as well as energy. You see there that Sergeant Slaughter did not get the throw in. I've got a feeling his energy levels are low. This happens throughout the match. We both seem to have a lot of health, which is good. When I used to play this game in the arcade before I owned it, I used to play a lot as the Ultimate Warrior and Earthquake. I used to play the Ultimate Warrior because he was my favourite wrestler at the time, but Earthquake I think had the funniest pin special move. Sergeant Slaughter here looks like he's getting tired and his health is awful down, so I'll switch over to Mr. Perfect and let him get his health and energy back. WrestleFest didn't get a port to the Mega Drive / Genesis or Super Nintendo. I don't know why. I mean, a lot of people loved it in the arcade, but I think sometimes some games are better in the arcade than they are on an actual console. I think sometimes that when you've got an arcade style game in the home, they can sometimes be a little short and you can complete them in just an hour or two. And I think that's probably why they didn't release it. But I don't know the real reason behind it. I just know that a lot of people loved this game. And it did came out in 1991. The Mega Drive was already out. The Genesis and Mega Drive was already out. And the Super Nintendo was out in Japan, known as the Famicom back then, Super Famicom. And it came out in America and Europe in 1991. So, I mean, this game came out in 1991, so it was out about the right time for a console port. It just never happened. It looks like Earthquake is hurting. Let's see if we can get a pinfall while his tag team partner, Jake the Snake, is distracted. Yes! Excellent. That's 2 rounds done on 1 credit. Now we're up against Demolition. And this is a cage match. If you throw your opponent into the ropes and the cage match, they tend to clash with the cage and get knocked down. It seems that neither of us on full health this time, so I'm going to have to try and balance this well. As you all know, I live in the UK, and if you've ever been to Bournemouth in Wales, they've got 2 arcades there, and this was in one of the arcades, and I used to play it a lot there. I should point out it's not there anymore, just in case you go there and disappointed because it's not there. The 2 arcades are still there, and the fairgrounds, it's just obviously this game is no longer in the arcade. You guys, gals, fans of WWF back in the late 80s, early 90s, you'll have to let me know. And if you did play this game back then, which many arcade fanatic players did, which wrestlers did you choose? Like I said, I used to always choose the Ultimate Warrior and Earthquake, but who did you choose? I'm pretty sure back in 91, The Undertaker and the British Bulldog were wrestlers in the WWF. So, I mean, I would have liked to have seen them in this. Oh, and I can't forget the Bushwhackers. Those guys were hilarious. Looks like I've got him tired out here. He's going for his partner. I can't let him tag though. After the 90s, as I was growing up, I didn't get to watch wrestling anymore. And it's not because I didn't want to. It was more that to watch WWF, you used to have an expensive Sky package with the sports channels and everything. So it was just out of my price range at the time. Plus I was a kid and didn't have the money to pay for satellite television myself. So I ended up not watching wrestling anymore. And by the time I could watch wrestling again, I just didn't recognise any of the wrestlers. So my enjoyment of WWF was in the 90s, before it became WWE. It looks like this is going to be an extremely close match because my hands are getting tired. They struggle now because it seems that Sergeant Slaughter doesn't have the energy to keep grappling anymore, so I've got a tag, but it looks like I can't get to my partner if this is going to be a struggle. And plus I can't tag him because he's in the ring. Oh no, this is going to be close. Oh, I haven't got out of that. Can I get a sneaky pin in here? Oh no. So close. Oh man. Looks like I'm done for. Oh, it's all over, but that was a very respectful match, I think you'll agree. And only one credit. You can put credits in, and if you hit like player 1, your health will go back to full again, but I don't know why I feel a bit cheap doing that, even though that's the old what's it to the game. And anyway, if I kept putting loads of money in, like I say, my videos will go on for ages. And I think you only have so long on YouTube. Your videos can only be so long. And it would be annoying if you had to keep splitting these videos up into segments. By the way, this game is the sequel to WWF Superstars. I thought I'd better add that before I go. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video. This is Fantastica, Nostalgica, episode 6. And I hope to make more videos soon, and I'll see you soon, hopefully. Bye!